What's poppin' YouTube? It's your boy D, Strength Squad General, back with another video. And before I get into my video, I know YouTube prefers you to get right into it, but today I kind of want to vent just a little bit before I get into the video. It's basically an all-out vent session because if you see the title of this video, on top of the fact that I want to vent a little bit, you already know I'm venting. I'm human, I will. I recorded a video prior to this one, alright? Now, by the time you guys see this video, you'll know whether that video that I recorded was dropped because you'll see the same outfit on. You'll see the same exact outfit on. But I'm not 100% sure if that video, now mind you, I literally just recorded it and I just picked this up. Well, I didn't just pick this camera up because I'm looking for the device that I use to transport my videos into my laptop and I can't find it. But that's not even really the biggest portion of my worries. The biggest portion of my worries is when I use that camera, I recorded it. Now mind you, anybody that want to be a content creator, or if you are a content creator, you already know you should do a test run before you record. Meaning, you do a mic check to make sure that everything is working, make sure that all the visuals, all the audios, and the vocals is working. Sometimes, and I know I'm not by myself to all my content creators, but sometimes I go off faith base where I'll know from the last 5 times that I recorded, I'll say today I'm not doing a mic check. I'll say today I'm not doing a mic check and just go straight in. And it does usually work, so I know I shouldn't do that for reasons like this. But anyway, so I did that and then I sat with it for 30 minutes, man. I was kicking some real game. I was spitting some real gems and I was pouring passion into it like I always do. But I completed that video, but I'm not 100% sure if the audio works because usually I'll do a playback and I can hear it through my camera. And unfortunately, when I went and hit the playback, I didn't hear it. And I'm like, well, hopefully it's just the internal error. Hopefully it's an internal thing. Maybe the battery in the mic went out or whatever the case may be. And I'm hoping that, but I can't convert the video file to my laptop because I can't find the little thing. But that's just my vent, man. That's my spill. So now I'm switching over to my Sony and we're doing this video. But anyway, y'all, let's get into it, y'all. I'll deal with that on the aftermath. I'm just venting right now. I need somebody to talk to. Y'all know I don't got no friends. Y'all know y'all my only friends. But, yeah, man. You can't be motivational and messy at the same time. You cannot be motivational and messy at the same time. And I know I may ruffle some feathers. Hopefully, I don't lose you as a friend. Hopefully, I don't lose any subscribers for what I'm getting ready to say. But it's got to be said. Especially, I know I'm not the only one who I'm referencing. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way. But it's got to be said. And y'all know me. I speak my mind. I speak how I feel. But you can't be motivational and messy, man. Once upon a time, just giving you guys an example. Or should I say, I'm giving you guys an example. My head is still messed up over that camera situation. Y'all bear with me. But once upon a time, man, I was, let's just say, entertaining, a lifestyle that I shouldn't have entertained. And, most of it was because of what I saw growing up. And fast forward, I grew to a point in my life where I wanted to change my life. I'm just, no script, off script. But I grew to a point where I wanted to change my life. And so I started going to church. I started going to church. I felt like that would be the right thing to do. I felt like, what wrong could happen in church? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the complete opposite of living a lifestyle in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I'm going to start going to church, right? And it started working. I'm going to church. I'm in my Bible. I'm reading the Bible. I'm doing things that I didn't do since I was a kid. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling whole. I feel like my life is being converted for the better. And I was already a believer. I was already a believer. I already believed in God. I already believed that. But I just wanted to, uplift my spirits. I wanted to, change my life and start walking a different path in my life. And so I started going to church. And so as I'm going to church, I met this young lady, right? I met this young lady. We ended up dating. I'm not going to draw it out too long, but we ended up dating. And her mom was cool, right? At least I thought she was. But, well, let's just say this. Her mom and I, we got cool, whatever. So her mom really started picking my brain. She wanted to know, what was the things that I was dealing with? What struggles was I dealing with? I was smoking cigarettes at the time. and things of that nature. So what happened was she and the pastor was like this. She and the pastor was like this. They was really, really in cahoots. They was close. And I didn't put two and two together. So one day they did an altar call. All my church people know about altar calls. If you don't know what an altar call is, it's when they call you down to the altar. If you feel like you want to release and, give it to God, that's where you pretty much go to the altar and you pretty much confess your life for God. If you never said I'm a believer or nothing like that, this is where you pretty much just say, hey, look, today I give away all my sins, all of the mistakes, the trials and stuff like that. I'm going to leave it at the altar. I'm going to leave it at the altar and I'm going to, submit to God and I'm going to change my life. And so what happened was the pastor came up to me specifically, right? I've never told this story to anybody, but the pastor came up to me and he started speaking on my life, right? And the things that he was saying was things that nobody in the world could know, in exception of the people that's close to me, right? So he started basically referencing certain things, acting as if, God was pretty much speaking directly through him to talk to me in front of the whole congregation. So in that moment, I was like, oh my God, God has to be real. God has to be really speaking through you. For the simple fact, meaning through the pastor, for the simple fact that he's saying things that, like, I don't know him from a can of paint. How is he speaking on things that you would have to be walking in my shoes or know me very closely? You have to know these things about me to know what it is that he was referencing. So I'm like, he don't know me, so God has to be using him. So here I am in church, I'm crying. I'm like, oh man, God is speaking through him to me or whatever. And the whole congregation sees it, right? Fast forward, come to find out, somebody told me that the mom of the girl that I was dating was basically feeding him the information. And I'm like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that I stood in church? You mean to tell me that I sat there and I cried in front of the whole congregation, led to believe that this man was being used by God, while the whole time I grew to a point where I realized that he was just getting information from her to use this as something that he's going to do in church to let the whole church see that God is using him, manipulation. So I felt like a fool. I felt dumb. And of course, it affected me because I was new to going to church and stuff like that. But of course, it affected me when it came to having faith in the church system, having faith that going to church, and these people who are in these positions, the pastors, or just having faith that God is using them, right? That wouldn't hurt me. So, of course, I grew bitter and things of that nature. But I say, what? Fast forward, I still kept going to church. But I'm not going to get into all of what my experiences was. I just wanted to use that one example. But I still kept going to church. But I grew to a point where I was like, all of these encounters that I'm having with these people, and I'm not just talking about regular members, I'm talking about people that are in position, pastors. Because I grew to a point where I was doing some work with the community, with the church. I was in the community, working directly with pastors. To come to find out that the majority of the people that I was working with was corrupt, bro. They was corrupt. I would never step on this camera and out anybody or say any names or nothing like that. If you watching it, you know who you are. But I won't do that. I'm not messy. I'm just speaking the real. But the whole time, man, these people was corrupt, man. I'm talking about, like, the things that I was seeing in the streets, I was experiencing in the church. I was experiencing with the pastors. I was experiencing with the people that you pretty much every single Sunday go to the pulpit, man, and hear these people give a word, bro. These people are gifted on top of that. And that's what makes me even more bitter on top of that. It's because you're motivational, like you're gifted, like you have the gift for gab, like you are literally ordained by God. These people are gifted with what they do. They're gifted, and I'm gonna confess it. I'm gonna be real. They're really good at what they do. They're really good, bro. They're really good at what they do, which means that they know better. You know what I'm saying? Which means that they know better. And so to me, I feel like when you know better, you do better or choose to do better. But I say all that to say, man, I realized that, man, these people was messy, man. These so-called motivational people, these so-called pastors and preachers, man, they were messy. And I grew to a point where I'm like, I started thinking, for the most part, and I'm gonna go all the way back to how I grew up. I'm gonna go all the way back to how I grew up. It was messy in my home, bro. Bro, we went to church every week. But the most strife and grief and, bitter feelings that I got, bro, the most disrespected that I've been was from my own family, bro. And they took me to church every week, bro. They took me to church, but they was worse than the devil himself in some cases. They was worse than the devil himself. My father especially, worse than the devil himself. And I'll talk about a lot of that. I know I've mentioned some of my past in previous videos, and I never really delved into my life. I never really delved into really talking to you guys about my life, because I pretty much just focus on giving you guys these motivational videos, just giving it to you real. But anyway, and so I'm like, I just noticed I can't speak for nobody else. I can only speak for me. I can't speak for nobody else, but I noticed that the majority of the people who scream JC, JESUS, CHRIST, most of the people who stand on it, they stand tall in the pocket screaming it with the Bible in hand in church every single day, bro, or every single week. Don't miss nothing. In church all day Sunday, bro. On Monday morning, they're the messiest ones at work. And I know you know what I'm talking about. You may want to deny it, or you may act like you don't see it, but you know what I'm talking about. The ones that you expect to be messy, yeah, they're messy, but you expect them to be messy. And the actual atheists are the ones who actually are the nicest. They're living more like the reason why you go to church in the first place. From my experience, the ones who are atheists, the ones who are non-believers, the ones who don't go to church, who do not have a bone in their body of faith when it comes to believing in God, bro, these are the ones that will treat you more like how you're supposed to treat the people around you. But the ones that go to church, bro, the ones that go to church will be the first one to go to work on Monday, start gossiping about everybody, bro. The ones that go to church will be the first ones to show up on Monday and start gossiping and talking about people and being messy. And then at the end of that work, they talk to you about God, bro. At the end of that work day, they'll talk to you about God. They'll tell you you should go to church, or you should try to get your life right with God. And I'm like, bro, don't you know I can see you? Like, don't you know, like, when you being messy, and I know that you go to church, and then at the end of you being messy, you're talking about God and trying to lead people to go to church. Like, don't you know I can see you? Now, don't get me wrong, bro. I know we all go to church for a reason. Nobody's perfect. And I'm not talking about individuals who, like, we all have something to work on. I'm not saying it's like where we all have to be perfect. I'm not saying where we have to be perfect. I'm not saying that the church will make you perfect. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about just straight up being a messy person, bro. Just being messy. And you're in a position of leadership. You're in a position of leadership. That is dangerous, my friend. That is dangerous, my friend. You are in a position of leadership. You go to church. You're the first one in there on Sunday and the last one out there on Sunday. And you're the first one when you go to work on Monday, starting mess, being messy. That is a contradiction, bro. Like, why did you waste your time getting up on Sunday morning, bro? Why did you waste your time putting that hat on your head that got the feather in it with the wig? Like, why did you waste your time putting little church shoes on, ironing your church clothes, getting up early in the morning to make it to Sunday school, to be there for the regular service, to be there for the evening service, to shout, you know what I'm saying? To do all of that mingling with socializing with the church people, bro. Talking about how filled up you are and how ready you are to go to work with the Spirit of God in you. But then you the first person to start the mess. That's crazy to me. I don't even know if people spoke on this on YouTube. I don't even know if I'm going to get views, or if I don't know how YouTube is going to take it. I don't know how you guys are going to take it. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I speak the real. I spill how I feel, bro. I spill how I feel. I speak the real. If there's something going on, if there's something on my mind, I share it with my people. I share it. Because I know I'm not the only one who see it. I know I'm not the only one who, you know what I'm saying, is going to see what it is and call a spade a spade. I'm not the type of person that will just let that water go under the bridge as if we just going to ignore that you can't be motivational and messy at the same time. You cannot be motivational and messy at the same time. Now, me being in my position where I come and give motivation, am I perfect? No. I'm not perfect, and I never try to be perfect, and I always let it be known here, hey, look, I'm not perfect. My day-to-day walk, I have something to work on every single day. I have something to work on every single day, and if you're alive and breathing, no matter how old you are, no matter how much you've grown in life, there's always something to work on as long as you're alive. So I'm not saying that, it's just a difference. It's a huge difference, a huge distinctual difference. Night and day difference when it comes to saying I'm going to work on this, I'm going to improve this, as opposed to just being flat out messy. As opposed to just being flat out messy. As opposed to just being a person that just, start crap every single day. You know what I'm saying? Who get the pot stirring every day of being messy. Who stir up mess in any environment that they're in, whether they're at home, They're stirring up the mess. They're at work. They're stirring up the mess. They stir up mess, and then end the day by trying to give positive nuggets, or end the day by trying to lead people to go to church, or lead people to go to, you know what I'm saying, go to God about things. But the whole time you're a contradiction to the thing that you do the most, which is go to church. You're a contradiction to the thing you do the most, which is pick up the Bible. You're a whole contradiction to the thing you preach the most. And why does it matter more when it comes to you as opposed to anyone else? Is because you're the person who's supposed to be in that position of leadership. You're the person who's trying to lead people to do better. You're the person who's telling people this way is better than that way. You're the person who's saying, I'm putting this into practice. Every single time I'm studying, I'm in my Bible and I'm putting it into practice. You're studying, you're going to church, you're doing all of these things, but you're not really putting it into practice. Putting it into practice is not just showing up, going to church. Putting it into practice is not then going home and then going to work the next day, Monday through Friday, or however many days you work, stirring up mess, bro. And then think that going to church 3-4 days a week is supposed to null and void it and make it right. You ain't doing nothing but fooling yourself. You ain't fooling me. I'm not fooled. And so that's one of the main reasons why I stopped going to church, is because I saw so much of the same habit. I saw so much of the same spirit. I saw so much of it. Again, I can't speak for nobody else. And no, I am not giving up on God. I am a God-fearing individual. I'm a God-fearing individual. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying I'm giving up on my faith. I believe in God. I know what God has brought me out of. I know how God has been there for me during the hard times in my life, and how he continues to be there for me and my family and the ones around me. How he continues to protect me and my family. How he continues to guide me and nurture me and groom me and grow me. So I'm always have faith in God. But it's the experiences that I had when it came to the people in these positions that deterred me from wanting to go back into those environments. Why would I want to go? You know, one of the people there was like, just go for the word. You see that they're blessed. No, because at the end of the day, it's deceit. It's deceit, bro. If you know that you can stand up on a pulpit and deliver a message and do it in such a strategical way, and do it in a way that displays how fruitful you are, and do it in a way that displays how knowledgeable you are, and do it in a way that displays how equipped you are, and do it in a way that displays how much time and effort and energy you put into reading that word back and forth, spending days and nights learning that message, learning that word, bro. You do it in ways to show the gift that God has given you. And the moment that you step off that stage and you go home, you hell with your family, bro. You hell with your family. You give your family hell. You start mess at home. You start mess at work. You start mess with the people around you. You start mess. You're a messy person. So the reality is, hot and cold, what does it do? It creates lightning, bro. Hot and cold creates lightning. Motivational and messy does not go together. It creates friction. It creates chaos. That's the reason why I'm so passionate about it, is because if you know better, you're supposed to do better, or at least attempt to do better, or at least not be so messy. As we are not perfect, as none of us are not perfect, bro. None of us are perfect. But come on now, even if you struggle with being messy, you're not supposed to initiate it. You're not supposed to be the one to stir it up, whatever the case may be, bro. Just know that you jeopardize souls. You jeopardize people who want to be believers. You jeopardize that by being reckless in your walk. That's crazy. You jeopardize winning people over and converting people to becoming believers by you making a choice of being messy. That relationship with that young lady, with them, like, I'll never forget that, bro. I'll never forget how messy of a move that she made that really contributed to me having a lack of faith in church and pastors because of what she did, and how embarrassed I was ultimately, because I was led to believe one thing when in all actuality it was all a lie. It was all a lie, bro. It was all a setup. It was all staged. It was all designed for me to react in a natural way. Whole time this man set up the whole plate from the person who was right under my nose the whole time, fueling him and feeding him information. Yeah, I know that ain't good, bro. If you're a pastor in that shoe, come on now, get your life right. If you're a motivator, get your life right. If you're a motivational speaker and this is you, get your life right. None of us are perfect. None of us are perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. But you ain't got to be messy neither, bro. You ain't got to be messy. Always remember, you cannot be motivational and messy at the same time. Choose a side. Pick a side. If you're going to be messy, stay in that lane. If you're going to be a motivational person, if you're going to be a person that try to draw people into the will of God, if you're going to be the type of person to inspire, uplift, and encourage your life, then pick that lane. But you can't do both. You cannot do both. You can be human. Living this human experience, you can make mistakes, but try to improve upon your life. Try to capitalize off those mistakes. Come on now, we can't stay stuck in high school at 50, at 60, bro. We can't stay stuck in high school. We can't keep operating like we in high school as we get older in life, bro. Especially if you're in a leadership position. You cannot be messy and motivational at the same time. So just thought I would come through with this video, give you guys that spill. And now, by the time I turn this camera off, I got work to do. I'm going to chill on recording for the rest of the day so that I could find all of what I need to find. And hopefully it does not interfere with me trying to be productive on YouTube. Everybody want to be a content creator and a YouTuber, but I'm telling you guys, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's a lot that goes into it, but at the same time, for you guys and for the fact that I love doing what I do, I'm gonna make it happen. So, you know, of course it's frustrating, some aspect of it, because for me, I don't like to waste my time. If I sat with something for 30 minutes and it pretty much just got wasted, that was 30 minutes of time that I could have been doing something else productive. But anyway, y'all, that's my spiel, y'all. Peace and blessings to all you guys out there. Happy holidays to all you guys out there, man. I hope all of y'all are in great spirits. And if you're not, I'm here to uplift your spirits and give you encouraging words and keep it real with you guys throughout the process, man. But I'm going to turn this camera off. I appreciate all the love and support that we get. And please do not take any of what I said personal, because it's not personal. It's just, it is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? I love each and everybody the same. But let's get it together, y'all. Anyway, as always, do what brings life to you, and it's a great chance that you'll bring life to whatever it is that you do. You already know, rain, sleet, or snow, the goal is to hashtag grow. To the next video, I'm going to get it together, y'all. Peace and blessings, one love, strength, all right? Yeah.